Do you know how to fix your attitude when it's starting to go downhill? Hey, Jason here. And if you've been watching and following along with me, I've been going through the Success Puzzle, which is part of Bob Proctor's self-study coaching program. And we've been talking about attitude because it's the most, it is the first piece to becoming successful, which is your attitude is the composite of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, which leads to your results or our goals. And so this is why this is really important. And today, I want to talk to you about like how do you actually start. What are some things you can do to actually start changing your attitude, reverse it, maybe you start seeing it downhill? Because a lot of times when we start going downhill or we start getting a little agitated and aggravated, we don't focus on how we're reacting and how we're really looking to the external world. In the inside, we know what's got us in this erratic state, but everybody else around us don't know what's really going on and why it's that serious. And so just think about it, like, when was the last time, if it wasn't you or you were with someone and they got angry? Did they only take out their anger emotions on that individual moment that happened that aggravated them, or did you start seeing them take their anger out on somebody else? Like, let's say if a restaurant does your order wrong. I know I was guilty of this in the past. They mess your order up. Then are you starting to be rude to the waiter or the waitress? Are you starting to be rude to the manager if they come along? Are you starting to be rude to, as you're going out of the building, to maybe people coming in? Like, we have to really start focusing on how often we're letting that anger drive us. And that's one of the reasons why I took a vow, 2 weeks ago, I took a vow. I was like, hey, I don't want to be angry anymore. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be violent. I don't want to have any of that aggressiveness in me anymore. It doesn't serve me anywhere. And I can say 100%, every time in my life I was angry, upset, or agitated, aggravated, it never helped me become or helped me get to somewhere better. So I can personally say it doesn't work. You have to make that decision for your life, how much anger you're willing to live with. But for me, I'm at the point now in life I don't want to live with any anymore. And so today, I was catching myself getting angry because, I have a normal routine that I follow along. I wake up early in the morning, I do my meditation, do my exercises, I do my reading, then I do my studying of the Bob Proctor program, then I'm writing my notes, then I have a little bit of a relaxed time, and then, I make sure I get a gallon of water in before noon. I have about 8 to 10,000 steps I already walked before noon. I have this whole routine. And I also have a routine about how I leave and move around too. Most people don't know this. Whenever I'm doing specific things, especially if it's dealing with like banking or putting stuff, having to put money into accounts and things like that, I like to do those things early, and I like to do those things in very centralized locations like malls and things like that. And today I forgot I had to go pay for something. I had found a vegan bakery yesterday. Yesterday was a great day. It was such a great day. It's funny that I was letting this stuff get to me today now. Now looking back. So I had found this vegan bakery, and they make vegan lemon meringue pie. I have been looking for lemon meringue pie for 7 years now, however long I've been vegan, plant-based, whatever you want to call it. I've been looking for some type of lemon meringue pie. That is my favorite dessert. I love lemon meringue pie. I used to go to JJ's Bakery in Arlington, Texas, I think it was off of Cooper Street. And me and Chantel, we used to go there and eat all the time, and I would always leave with a lemon meringue pie to go. And so I forgot I had to put money in their account because, you do everything online. In some places you can use your credit card. Some places you have to just go deposit money in the bank, and I literally forgot all about it. And so I had to leave the house a little bit after noon. And then I didn't feel like taking the Uber. Today was one of those days, like I just wanted to, if I was gonna be out, I wanted to just walk and be in the fresh air. I don't want to be in a car, and I really didn't want to be talking to people and, hey, you're American, blah, blah, blah. It was just one of the days I just wanted to be kind of left alone. So walked not far from my house, close to the Museum of Africa. There's like a little strip outlet, I guess you'd call it. It's not really a mall. And I forgot it's a college area over here. And it's more like young families and stuff like that. It's a up and coming city area. So it's a downtown area where I'm at. And so everybody here uses the same banks. And so And the other thing about here is they have these long waiting lines. It's something outside of America. Once you leave the United States, people wait in line for like a long, long time. It just doesn't make sense. And people are so slow when it comes to using ATMs. This is why I don't really like depositing in ATMs. However, I couldn't find a regular branch that I could go into without having to take an Uber to a big mall. And I just didn't feel like doing it. So, which was a decision that I made. So let's remember that. So I don't like dealing with money, especially with a lot of people around me, because it does put a target on you because your card looks different. Everything looks different from the way you're reacting to the screen. You can tell when someone is not from that area, from any area when they're using an ATM. It's very obvious. And so it's just one of those reasons I just don't like it, especially after being in Colombia. And it's just something I don't like. So I was getting aggravated, and so I started catching myself, and you can tell your aggravation by how you feeling around people, or you starting to think negative thoughts like, oh, you're getting too close to me. And when I started catching those thoughts, cause I can tell if I'm getting aggravated, my personal space becomes more and more important to me. And when you leave the United States, personal space does not really mean much. So I can tell when I'm getting aggravated if my personal space is starting to feel violated. And so once I knew I was feeling that, I was like, okay, let me put on some music. I need to change my attitude right away. And so that's one of the things I do. I listen to music. So how I do it, and like most people don't even be knowing I'm listening to music or books. I have these little headphones right here, and they just sit right here on your ear. And you can have it up loud. No one can hear it. Like I can have it up loud and no one can hear what I'm listening to because it has to vibrate against the little cartilage here. And so that's one of the best ways to do it. So if you're having a bad attitude, you can actually start listening to some music, and especially listen to music that's going to get you hyped up, get you motivated. One of Chantel's, like if she was having a bad day, she would always listen to Beyonce. So that was just a really good way to do it. And just pick whatever music that you like. One of the other things that I like to do is if I see myself having a bad day, I like to just go out and get around nature. Either walk in a park, sit somewhere, something like that. It just really helps calm my mind and just quiets me. Something about it just serene, and it just makes me feel better when I'm out in nature. If you're not a nature person, go to a mall or something. Go sit around. If you're a person that need to be around more people, just go to a place where there's a lot of people. Just find what's going to make you feel better. And that's all you have to do. Once you start catching yourself having a bad attitude, let it pass a little. Don't try to change it right away because it takes time. Remember, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So progressive, start on baby steps. If you're mad for an hour, let yourself get mad for that hour. But then once you start seeing like, okay, I'm getting a little, why am I still aggravated? Or I'm starting to take this out on too many other people. Then start telling yourself, hey, okay, let's take a break here. Let's try to find something different. Let's change our mind. Let's stop focusing on this one event that really aggravated me, whether it was justified or not. And that's just a very simple way you can start changing your attitude when you catch it going downhill. So I hope you got some value from this. Hit the like button and subscribe so you can see more videos like this in the future.